Ever wanted to completely overhaul your Windows installation to satisfy your nostalgia? Well, here is Vista Reloaded, a Windows mod that tries to replicate the look and feel of Windows Vista. The setup starts with the Windows 10 logo on the boot screen. No worries, that's not a problem. But when we actually enter the setup, the appearance of it is resembling Windows Vista. I actually don't really notice a huge difference between this and the actual Windows Vista setup. After the setup has been finished, you are going directly to the desktop. Pretty neat. Here we are on the desktop and we already see resemblance to Windows Vista. Oh yeah, if you haven't noticed yet, I'm trying this OS on my real hardware using my 128GB hard disk ultra flash, so every performance in this video is around the same as installing it as the main OS. Except for some features that I can't record in this is going to be recorded in a virtual machine. Anyway, no welcome center as the first impression. Wow, I don't know why, because other Windows Vista transformation mods I tried do have welcome center. Apart from that, we have the Windows Vista default wallpaper, Windows Vista sidebar with gadgets in there, Windows Vista taskbar which looks pretty cool and I like it. The quick launch is also available that includes shortcuts to show the desktop, switch applications, and launch Windows Media Player. Opening the start menu, there is no transparency effect for this yet, but we'll see if it is later on. The layout is identical to Windows Vista, no doubt. Even the internet and email texts are both bold. The application lists are also pretty much accurate to Windows Vista, but unfortunately, when it comes to taskbar layouts, those do not exist in here. Man, that's gonna be a very good plus point if it's actually available in here. Opening the Windows Explorer, which displays an error if you are using the Windows E keyboard shortcut, but by opening manually via Start menu, it executes properly. Looking at the layout, this actually looks like Windows Vista, apart from some minor differences such as the view's position is on the right instead of the left. And by opening the Organize button, unlike Windows Vista, this mod has all icons for all options available. It's a great addition, but in order to get that accuracy, you may need to hide several icons. Before we go any further, I think there is something missing in this look. You know what it is? Well, arrow. Yeah, with a flick of my finger, arrow will be available. There we go, arrow at last. Back to Windows Explorer, the caption box for the program is the same as in Windows Vista. Sure, but did you know that there is one pixel difference between Windows Vista's caption box and this mod's caption box? Isn't that crazy? Well, maybe not. When you maximize the window, the glass reflection for maximized window is looking shinier at the corner rather than subtle reflection in Windows Vista. I think this kind of reflection is closer to Windows 7. Correct me if I'm wrong. Next, control panel. Looking at the category view, as I want to say, the look of it is really resembling Windows Vista. Except, this mod lacks the system and maintenance category, and all its subcategories are transferred over security category. The bullet point at the side is black rather than white in Windows Vista. When you open the classic view, the control panel uses tile view rather than large icons. Checking out several applets, this mod lacks Add Hardware applet. There are two display settings applet, one of them leads to screen resolution setting, and the other one leads to assumingly broken window color and appearance setting. Get Programs Online applet that does essentially nothing. Two indexing options applet that essentially does the same thing. Network and Sharing Center that has the Windows 7 style rather than what Windows Vista has. parental control, which is disabled, pen and input devices, people near me, ouch, non-functional, performance informations and tools that I don't expect to be in here. Well, and I can try too. Very neat. Damn, 4.9. And that's because of primary hard disk. Oh yeah, totally, because this mod runs inside of a USB drive, which is slower than hard disk, and even SSD. Alright, looking at more applets such as Security Center, Tablet PC Settings, Text Services and Input Language, I think it misses the S in languages, a near complete reconstruction of User Account Applet, Card Space, which I can only demonstrate inside a VM, Sideshow that I don't know what it does, a broken Windows Update, yeah, literally breaking my laptop. I guess Windows Update in the control panel is intentionally broken or disabled, I don't know, but it may be working in the actual settings app. And finally, the additional options will redirect you to the God mod, as it's famously known as, that includes every single item in every single possible control panel applet. And that's control panel. Right-clicking the desktop, and we can see that the personalize option is the only option available below. Gadget options is unfortunately absent. Clicking the personalize option leads you to the appearance and personalization category in the control panel. But don't be fooled when you click the personalization applet, it only lets you to go to that broken window color and appearance setting. Instead, choose either change desktop background or customize colors. It will run the Windows 7 version of personalization applet. Yes, the Vista version is absent in here if you're wondering, but hey, at least you can still customize the desktop background, the color of the window, and the theme, although I only tried the high contrast one as it's the only available theme in its variants. Right now, you may be wondering, how can I enable Aero in this mod? Well, the creator of this mod, Mr. Amayoskin, you know that he typically uses Windhawk and other tools to make it work. And if you also remember the Project 5112 video, it is more or less the same procedure. But in case if you want to know the accurate way, here is how you do it. Open Windhawk, and at the start, enable Aero Flyout Fix, enable DWM Thick Frames Tests, apply to secure desktop only within the basic theme, disable classic theme in classic card host, and disable DWM unextend frames. After changing several settings in Windhawk, move over to Task Scheduler and enable AWM, DWM Blur Glass, and Unglass. This will polish the look of Aero on application windows. By logging off and logging on, there you go! Aero in Windows Vista Reloaded. Okay, let's check out system applications, shall we? Internet Explorer, exactly version 7, is actually a customized version of Firefox 115 ESR. You can see that it's Firefox when I check out whatismybrowse.com. And since this is a modern web browser, you can visit YouTube. And hey, don't forget to subscribe and help me reach 10,000 subscribers, because I literally sacrificed my actual laptop for this, so a subscribe will be a very delightful reward for me. As you might know, this is actually Windows 10, but checking out the WinVer, it identifies as Windows Vista Ultimate Service Pack 2. And yeah, that RAM, 16 gigs, is listed correctly, which is a ton for, in quote, Windows Vista. But no worries. Anyway, Task Manager is replaced by the classic version seen in Windows 7 and earlier. Windows Media Player 11 is also in here, a specific version of Windows Media Player that lets you rip CDs. And I think people will use this ethically, right? And you know the drill, the quadrinity of Windows applications. calculator, notepad, wordpad, and paint. Here is character map. I don't know why I pulled that app. Command prompt that uses the same raster font as in Windows 7 and earlier. Windows Movie Maker 6. And Snipping tool, the simpler version to be exact. As for Vista exclusive applications, we got Windows Contact that messes the icons for actions in the command bar. Windows Calendar that lacks this search function. Windows DVD Maker. Windows Fax and Scan. Windows Mail. And Windows Media Center. As for Windows Media Center, it actually uses the Windows 7 version, because I know damn well that Windows Vista version doesn't have every first letter in any main string capitalized. Looking back at system applications, here is the System Properties applet, msconfig that still has the dummy startup tab that informs you to check out Task Manager for it, System Restore, Backup and Restore, which I forgot to check out before. Moving to the next one, Sound Scheme in this mod uses Windows Vista sounds. Very cool! Windows Vista games are also in here, Inkball as an example. Help and Support displays the earlier version that has complete guide for using the computer. This is actually maintained later in Windows 7 and slowly phased out in Windows 8.1. You can customize the gadgets in the sidebar by adding more or customizing the existing one. Photo gallery that functions, well, as you guessed it, a gallery for photos, and it sorts photos quite well, and very thorough. The copy file dialog in this mod is sort of, well, Vista-ish. It uses Vista Gradient, but it doesn't have that pretty animation. Alt-Tab interface is just perfection for me. And the security option via Ctrl-Alt-Delete is also a perfection. Since this is Windows 10, you can access its settings by pressing Windows and I as the shortcut. You can still do your Windows 10 settings, although you might be a bit careful because heavy customization may break the system if you don't do the Windows 10 settings carefully. On-screen keyboard is one of the applications that still uses its modern variant, and task view function is intact, which I think is a very excellent option because having multiple desktops is useful for certain circumstances. Even though this is a very good job for recreating the look and feel of Windows Vista, just like other Windows Vista customization mods, there are still things that needs to be fixed or at least mitigated. Optional features.exe is blank for some reason. Arrow peak is, well, peaky because just like Windows 11-bit builds, the look of it is, well, really broken. All of that for a Windows 10 installation customized to look like Vista. This is a good job, but there are still standouts that need to be addressed in order to be in par with other Windows Vista customization mods, or heck, even Windows Vista. You can try this out yourself, but you do need to be careful not to